It's like Honorable Ngitit also to just respond to that, because part of why people elect you leaders is that you go for that slice of the cake and bring it to them, because if you wait for it to come, it may never come. So that's why there is devolution. That's why there are leaders who are supposed to aggressively push for their people to get the slice of that cake. And if that cake means getting roads, getting schools, getting awareness, employment, and even pushing for them to get slots in some of the areas such as the security sector, that is what the people need. So by installing you leaders there, do you then say that perhaps there is lapse, there is failure? If they are not seeing results, they are not feeling like they're part of this country, they still feel that they are marginalized? Is it failure on the local leadership or the national government? Who is to blame in this?
Okay. The truth is, devolution has transformed Lodwar or Turkana, for that case. If you went there before devolution and you go there today, you will see the difference. But this money, you say, we come second after Nairobi. We used to interact with the people who work with the county government. They would tell you the frustrations they go through in this if-miss thing. At times, they cannot access that money. The money is in the system, yes, it is held there until it goes back to the treasury. And then later on, you see in the newspapers, and spent billions. Turkana did not spend 4 billion. Turkana did not spend 5 billion. There's a technical issue again on the treasury issues, how they release this money and all that. So the 11 billion Turkana is being allocated to, we've not been using them as such, using that money as such. It has been going back to the treasury at times. Then secondly... Do you mean, Honorable, that when the exchequer allocates the money, it has to trickle down? After all, that money has to be utilized. Do you then mean that the allocation was just on paperwork, nothing practical? Yes, at times. I've never worked with the county government, but I've been raising such questions with them. Like, we have huge allocation. Why are we living this life? And then they will tell you some of this money can be 4 billion in the system, but you cannot access the 4 billion at times. So you get, so it goes back to the treasury. So if now we were to account... Is it then a case of inaccessibility of the money, or yes, misuse of the money? There is inaccessibility. Then there is a little percentage of misuse when it comes out. But there is the inaccessibility in the huge part. Yeah, they don't access that money. Some of it goes back. In fact, the huge part of it goes back. And then they cite technicalities like the absorption rate, those things. I'm not a treasury person. So I'm in disagreement with this idea of saying the reason of banditry in the north is marginalization. Now, my brother, do you want to tell me, if you've been marginalized, am I the one who has marginalized you? Do you have to come to raid my cattle so that you compensate your marginalization? It is not marginalization. I know we will do 1,000 or 1,000,000 operations in this country, in that part, but you will come back to know it is about land. And it is not about cattle-rustling, the usual one. Like, if it was, usually, when we raid, there is a unit in the security called ASTU, anti-stock, yes, that one. They normally follow this livestock. They return it back. But of late, whenever it is raided, you will not return even one. And they will literally get the bandits, get into their homes, but that livestock is not there. So it's like a business. Whenever it's raided, there are lorries standby, waiting for that livestock. Then it will end up here in these slaughterhouses in Nairobi. It will end up in Kenya Meat Commission. So it's a huge business. It's not just the things you people think. It is about business on the livestock issue, on the livestock, and then it is about land. It is about expansionism. Because, okay, we are pastoralists. At the moment, Turkanas are in Uganda. They are in Ethiopia. But at long run, they will not claim the land of Ethiopia to be theirs. They will not post chiefs in Ethiopia. They will not post chiefs in Uganda. They are going there purposely to graze, and they will come back. But our neighbors, whenever they come to graze on our land, they come with chiefs, they come with local elders, and then at long run, that place will become their land. Okay. That is what has been happening. We've lost land to them. Okay. And the Turkana, you people are saying, we are told, we know Turkana is 77,000 kilometers square. That is what we know. But we are now told whenever we Google, we get it is, I don't know, 66,000, CG 60 what. We don't know those things. We know 77 square, 1,000 kilometers.
And that is subject to a determination by
yes.
the
land has to be introduced. Land has to be looked into.
Thank you.
Yes.
Institutions